Good evening, everybody. DJ Styles here at Custom Corpses. Okay, I'm working on claying up this resin copy of a real human skull. And I'm going to go live with you right now. And we're going to finish claying this sucker up and get it ready for silicone. And I'll explain everything I've done to it already so far. So first, I got to fix this stand so it'll hold the phone. Give me a second. Because they no longer give us the option to go horizontal. Everything's got to be vertical, which is horrible. Let me make sure I got the camera right. Okay. All right. I think we got it. All right. Now I'm going to sign into my YouTube here. Pop up, pop up, pop up. Oh, no sound. Oh. All right, I'm going to jack this thing up higher so we can see it. We got to be able to see this a little bit better. Yeah, that's a lot better. I know it's a little late tonight, but you know what? I better zoom out just a little bit more. Zoom out just a little bit more. So, I always keep a batch of this soft monster clay. What's happening? Who is that over there? Remember to put your caps locks on, guys. I'm really far away from my computer. I'm sitting here in front of looking at the door. The computer is literally right behind the phone. And I'm trying to see. Yeah, I've been battling, man. I haven't been feeling too good. Went through a really bad stomach virus. So, and heart's been acting funny. All kinds of weird shit's been going on. So I might have to go get looked at. I'm going to set up an appointment with my cardiologist first, and then I'll see the specialist if we need to do that. But I keep getting, hot and cold. It's hard to explain. It definitely doesn't feel right. Okay, so let me put this down and give you an idea. Okay, so I took the jaw off. I got to take that screw out of there yet, but I'm not ready to do that yet. Well, maybe I am. Do I have a little tiny screwdriver on hand? Probably out in the hallway. Anyway, so the key to success here is we're going to have this jaw open. We want the jaw all the way open. Not that far open. going on here? I had it working perfect. Okay, so this is the top of the head. This is one of those medical doctor skulls, and I took the top of the head off to see the angle that I want to do with the jaw, and I filled in all the teeth. I'm only using I'm going to just work with this as we go, and I'm winging it because I've never done this before with these skull heads. So what's happening, guys? A little late tonight, I know, but I've been right here in this bucket. I have the FB78. This mold will produce. Am I wrong? No, that's going to make a 26-inch mask. But once I pull that latex mask out of there and foam fill it, well, first I'll foam fill it, then I'll pull it out of there. Then I'll do another stone copy of that master, and it'll produce, the next mold will make a 24-inch mask. So, yeah, I had all kinds of issues. The damn mold broke, and I redid it completely. I melted some more clay. I pulled that clay out of there the day before yesterday. I melted some more clay, made another head, and then stone coated it, and perfected it, and then made a mold out of stone, and I pretty much put the latex in it earlier today, and now it's just going to have to wait until tomorrow before I put foam inside of that, because I want that latex to be cured on the inside. Right now it's very wet. Once I get up from doing this, I can take you over to the latex to show you what I've done. Alright, so let's just take this guy off of here. Let's flip this guy over and see inside of a real human skull. There's all kinds of holes, as you can see. All kinds of holes, and I had to fill them in with clay. Make sure there's no leakage. All right, and then here, this is a locking point. This is actually opened up. Right here and here, this is an open spot, and you can't have the silicone going in here and going in between, because that creates a lock. You won't be able to get that silicone out of there. So you want to fill that, and then you from there we build up. So I'm trying to get an idea of how much clay I need to put on this. Let me see how, yeah, that's about as wide as I want that mouth. So what I want to do, I'm going to use a lot of clay here, I think, which is okay. I'm just trying to get the pitch right of where I'm going with this. Now this is soft monster clay. This stuff is, don't have to melt it. I always keep this stuff around. Now this is a two-part piece. Now you'll see what I'm going to do here in a second. All right, I'm just trying to get the angle right. Just trying to get the angle right. I'm going to have to probably roll over to you guys to see what you're texting. Give me a minute. Let me get this part. I want to bring this all the way down. You'll see. You'll see. Now for this kind of thing, this is why I like using the soft monster clay for this kind of thing, because I don't have to worry about heating it up, and I'm only using this as for a fill. I have to fill in between these teeth at the very bottom, like from the behind. All right, I have the pitch right now, so I don't care about how that just fell. Okay, now we can take that off of there. And how do we want this to, yeah, same. In other words, that's how that will sit, like that. Now I have to fill in here and underneath this jawline. And I pretty much know how I have to do that, so. Pretty crazy, man, pretty crazy. Let me roll over to you and read your comments real quick. Yeah, I got like 4.5 pounds of the soft clay here, so I should be okay as far as getting it where I need it to be. Now, I don't have to fill this void here. I have to make sure it doesn't leak though. Well, we'll see. I have to take a look. I have to see. I have to go as I go. I can't. I've never done this before, so, and I've never watched anybody do this. So I'm just kind of doing it myself and just let's figure it out. Let's figure it out. I filled in all the little holes. You didn't need to see all that. That was time consuming. Not really that time consuming, but you know, you'll see. And how far over do I want to go? That's the question. May have to bring that all the way. No, I don't want to go too far over because I want the roundness of the skull to be on the bottom. So we'll see. We're gonna see. We're gonna see how it looks when I finally prop this thing up. I still got to do the jaw. don't have to be pretty because the only thing we're trying to do is keep silicone from getting up underneath it there. It's going to be flat, you'll see. Oh, the best way to do this. Okay, I have the generalized shape of what I want here. And now, I got to work on this jaw. And since I have jaw where I want it to sit, pretty much right there. Let me see what that looks like. That's crooked. I like the jaw to be really open. Yeah, that's almost perfect angle there. So we want, because that's going to be the flat spot of where this thing sits. All right, so we need little tiny pieces of clay. I'm probably going to have to grab a tool. Yeah, I need my clay tool because I got to go in between the teeth now and put little pieces of clay. Let me read your comments since I'm up. Hey man, how about
Hey Johnny, if you want a couple legs, they're in the fridge.
All right, thanks, Angelo. All right, so 1000 E, I guess that's euro. That stands for a euro. Okay, Ella, how you doing? We're going crazy, man. And I can't read the other person there. That's so good. Thank you. But we're going crazy here. We're going to do some fun things. I'm not dressed to impress tonight, that's for sure. That's why I'm out of camera anyway. So I'm working strictly on how do I want to do this. Kind of hard to get into those teeth areas. So what I'm doing is I'm sticking. Let me make sure you can see what I'm doing. I'll show you guys in a second. All right, I'll give you a close-up. You see inside the teeth here? I'm putting that clay in there to stop silicone from seeping in through here. I want this detail here, but I don't want the silicone to go in because if it goes in between the teeth in those holes, it'll cause a lock and you won't be able to pull that silicone away. So that's what we're doing. And this is going to be a little time consuming. And then we put and we actually make sure that we still see the detail of the teeth in there. Yeah, I pretty much, I got enough experience now to really take on projects like this. You know, because this can be tedious. Now I got another skull coming, so I might wait until that other skull comes to see how good it looks versus this one before I silicone, because I don't want to silicone both, but I'll have them both prepped for silicone so I don't have to wait around. Just filling every little cavity. Literally, cavity. I can still see, even in the molars, there's gaps at the bottom of the teeth there. There's still, I got to do it to the upper jaw too. Yep, that's going to work. I do it just in case. We don't want any lock, so I want to make sure every tooth is, each crevice is done. I'm going to make sure that we have no chance of silicone seeping in behind the tooth. Okay, it's going quicker than I thought. And I'm still going to doctor this up just a little bit better so it's not as trying to stay in frame here. So all I'm doing is I'm just sticking that clay into those teeth and then pushing it in really tight and then smearing it down off the jaw. Man, that's a big gap there. Look at the gap between this tooth. Can you see it? See this tooth right here? The gap between that one. You know, I squirted through, that's some of it because it's such a big hole, it's squirted through pretty far, but that's nothing. I'm going to do something about that too. Oh yeah, we're going to have a flashback mask in production in time for Halloween. And I'm also going to have the Night Creeper, that's done as well. I just have to make the other sizes. Okay, I need a little round definitely not that one. This is what I'm after. Now we're going to make sure in these real small spots I can take it out of there just like that. I want some depth in the tooth still. I don't really care about behind the teeth because you're not really going to see that too well. But in front, you definitely want to see those gaps between the teeth. You want it realistic looking. Not pushing too hard because I don't want to push the clay out on the other side. Now let's just clean up the little bit of clay that's on. Doesn't need to be there. Just cleaning up the clay a little bit so it's not all the way up into the tooth area. We don't want any extra clay on the teeth. Come on, man. Silicone won't stick to this. I can make it look a little rough back here. There's some texture, so it looks like rot. I'll zoom in so you can see what I'm doing once I get this. Look a little like decay. Nothing's perfect in anatomy. Got to do it from, I want to stroke it downward and clumps of clay stuck to the tool. We don't want that. I'll get a close-up for you guys once you see what I did to the inside of this. A little bit left. Okay, let's see if we can see that. See the detail? got the front. So all the gaps are closed. We don't have to worry about silicone bleeding through. All right, there's another thing I got to do here because these are drilled through. Or maybe not. No, they're not drilled through. Okay, I can leave them alone. You see these little dimples that are in? That's actually what our human skulls have in our jaw. These little tiny little pinholes that are in our jaw. I'm going to leave them because so as long as it doesn't go all the way through it, which it doesn't, and we're okay. So now we need to shape out the bottom, and then we'll work on the top teeth. You have to do these teeth with the thing separated or you'll never get to it trying to work from the inside. Yeah, not a cool thing to try and do. All right, so now I'm leaving that screw right there. No, I don't want that. I want some depth in my. You know what? It's not thick enough. Let's work a little bit at a time here. Clean it up, man. Clean it up. I'm out of light. I'm out of frame. I'm sorry. I'm out of frame. I do that all the time. Well, it's because of this new format sucks. Sorry, YouTube. I don't like it because I can't stay in frame if everything's horizontal. You know, we're trying to create videos to teach people, not just to amuse them. I get annoyed with that, you know, I really do. I mean, I don't do the shorts, maybe I should, but I don't do shorts that often, very few. And I always find that the shorts strictly for humor, that's it. That's what I would do shorts for. I would not do anything. And I just don't have the time for it. See, once I have, I'll flatten that all out once I have enough clay in the inside all the way around that thing. I'll read your comments in a minute, guys. I gotta walk over there to do it. Actually, there hasn't been any comments. I don't know how many people are on. Now, me included, there's only 2 other people. Okay. Well, it's getting late. It's a late thing, so. I'm doing this late today. And I got to see how this is going to sit once I have these put together. And I got to fill in this area here in the jawline. I'll have to fill in both sides. Just keep smashing it together. Yeah, I'm not real crazy about their new vertical format only. That doesn't give you the option to go horizontal like it used to. You had to go into settings and change it to horizontal physically. But I was doing that, so I was able to get more in frame. Because when you're working on stuff like this, you know, you're trying to teach people how to do things, and you need this area here in the jaw are going to take up all the clay. Everything else is going to be pretty much easy to do. See how that's coming along? Filling that void. And then that's going to sit once I get this squashed down. I'll squash it down and level it off. And then figure out exactly how much I need to fill in on this side once the jaw's in place. Pulling. Knuckles cracking, man. Getting old. Everything hurts. Everything hurts. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Well, I'm going to be out of frame for a second because I want to push this down and make it square. that sits. Almost. Okay, so what I have to do, I have to get this up inside this thing. I need this closer. All right, that's it there. Damn it. See, I'm doing this for the first time. You guys are along for the ride. That's it. See what happens is I'm just trying to plant this so I can figure out what has to be filled in. So I have to put clay all up inside of here. I'm just trying to keep it from sliding around. And moving. Trying to keep the distance right. Everything's got to be right. No locking points. See, if I wanted to cock the jaw or any of that, I could do that now at this point, and I don't really want to do that yet because, oh man, what am I doing? Hold on a second. Oh, I know what I'll do. Okay. So, what we're doing is we're pushing this all together, and then I'm going to take a knife. I'm going to run it across here and then separate them. And I'll have the right angle. I have to take that top off because I still got to do the upper teeth, and I got to take this spring out of there. doing there is I want to make sure I'm up underneath of this jaw. So you get a little bit of a roundness on the jaw, which I'm going to do with this thing here anyway. Pretty crazy, man. Yeah, this kind of stuff's fun, man. You can learn from. It's better to. I'll tell you something. You guys are afraid to try things. Don't be afraid. You got to try it. You can't always watch. Watch everybody do it on camera. Do it. Just do it yourself. Figure it out. That's the whole part about art in itself that makes it so fun. Is just the part I like is learning how to do things. I really like doing that. I really like learning how to do things too. That's the thing. That's the ball I'm looking for. See how nice and big that is? That's not working out too well. I know what I'm going to use in a minute, other than my hand. Yeah, that's working out pretty good, man. Mm-hmm. I'm just trying to see. Yeah, that wouldn't be a locking point either. I have to put a little bit of clay up in here. We don't want nothing there's a separation there. We don't want that to get separated. To one side, then the other. Actually, wait, no. That's last. All right, now. I need a large knife. I need a large knife or a flat edge. Long but thin knife. I gotta go to the kitchen, guys. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go to the kitchen and go get myself a knife. I'm gonna cut this, and I'm gonna fill in up underneath it here more. I'm gonna fill this more. I don't want too much silicone. I don't want to have so much silicone that it just makes it impossible to Let me go get a knife real quick, guys. I thought I had one back here. I'll be right back. Screwed me up. Screwed me up. I'm back. Sorry, guys. Somebody called my goddamn phone when I was in the middle of... Give me a second. It's almost like they know I'm doing this. And somebody calls, right? I got the knife. Sorry about that. I'm back. Okay. Jesus. Hey, yo, Red Row. Yeah, Bo Norton. I'm going to show you guys the latex that I dwelled in a minute, as soon as I get this project somewhat finished. Okay, let's see if we can take this apart. You know what? This leg thing's got to come down a little bit. Go up a little bit. Sorry about that. Okay. And now, get my spatula. I cut the clay, or it needed to be cut. It got interrupted, but I took the knife and put it right through here and cut the clay right down. And now I'm separating. There we go. And that knocked out that and that. And now I'm going to fill in the rest based upon what I'm doing here. So can leave that there for now. I got to do the teeth, and I also got to get the screw. I got to get that out of there. Hold on, I got to get that spring out of there. I need a screwdriver. Okay. Should have taken that out first. But phone, if I'm there we go. I can stay there. And now we can fill in this clay. Actually, don't fill in that yet. Hold on, let's work on the teeth. Let's work on the teeth a little bit at a time here. Put a little clay in that screw hole too. Not mashing it in too hard because it'll screw right in even with this, even with it there. Same thing. I go around to each one of these teeth and get that out of the way so I can. There's too much clay there. I'll do that right over here. Iron frame. Uh, yeah, this is some work. You know, this isn't. But you know, when you make, so what we'll do is I'll make a silicone mold, and I can make foam heads, skulls. I can make foam skulls from this, and really cool. All right, so let's get back to work on texturing. Oop, there's not enough clay in the one hole. I can see it. Get out of here. There we go. Use this, just kind of work our way around this. Look like some gnarly flesh stuck in his gums. If you're really looking into the detail of this thing when you get one of these skulls. If you guys get one of these skulls. I'll probably sell these on my website. They'll be foam skulls, and I want to try and make them cheap. I got to see how much the foam costs and how many I can get out of each foam comes in gallon, might be a gallon. I think it is a gallon. Oops, there's a hole through there. I can see it. I can see a hole. Can't have no holes. There we go. Now that's an idea too, I can make, from the sculpture, I can literally make it look like there's flesh hanging off the teeth. Oh, that'd be sick. That would be sick. Pieces of flesh dangling from the teeth. Like it just got done eating a nice, juicy, fleshy human. That'd be pretty cool, don't you think? Okay, I'm out of frame, I bet. The wheel's getting away from me here. I'll read your comments in a minute. Give me a second here to work with this. Gnarly. Gnarly. Okay, now let me take a look at the front. This is awesome. all you got to do for the flesh is just put little crumbs on the teeth and stuff. Ugh, how nasty would that be? How nasty. But I can create that effect without actually doing it in the mold. Besides the mold, sometimes foam doesn't pick up the finest details. I'm gonna go shut my air compressor off. Okay, let's get back to. I'll keep these out just in case I. Every once in a while, once I get this back area filled, then I'm going to start working on how do I fill the other cavities in. And this area is a big cavity there. I want to fill that void. We're not trying to get perfect detail, because I'll say what's really cool about this foam skull that I'm going to make. You'll be able to take the foam skull and cut the jaw away. You know, you'll be able to cut that jaw off. Okay, okay. So we got to fill in here. Fill into that back cavity too. Now I'll really I'll make this nice and clean and smooth. me think again. I'll show you what I'm doing over here. All right, you see this here? I'm following that bone there. This can all stay. This can all stay. I just want to make sure it's nice and smooth. And I'll show you how it lines up once we get it. You see inside of there? Now that can stay. This can all stay. We just want it nice and smooth though. That cavity can be there. That can all be there. Yes, sir. I got to do the same thing on the other side. And then we're going to smooth it out and make it really nice and clean looking. And you turn this, put that out of the way. Well, that's not quite where I want it to be yet. I'll read your comments in a minute. I keep saying that and then don't get over to you, but just give me a minute. I want to bring this up a little bit in here. Make it even. Even, even, even. All right, let me read your comments real quick, guys. Yeah, I've never done this before, guys, so bear with me. I'm gonna fix that. I got this. I hate this new. Let's try that. Okay, Kimberly, how we doing tonight, Pipe Master? Yo, bro, what's happening, man? Anyway, let me see. Yeah, okay, so we're sculpting. I'll tell you what I've done so far. Quite a bit, actually. Right now, we're smoothing out. We're trying to make this. All right, now let's just do this so you guys can see how this plays out. Okay, so what happens here is I want the jaw to be open. All right, and what I'm going to make, it's upside down right now. And the way this is going to sit, it's going to sit on this flat spot here, and then I'm going to put silicone over the whole thing. And all these cavities, all inside the mouth, all that's going to be filled in with silicone. So it'll be an open mouth skull. But I got to make sure, yes, there's locking points in there. Okay. So what I want to do is we're going to put a bit of clay in here. All right, same thing on the other side. Same thing on the other side. Now I did, okay, so hold on. There's holes in that thing. Yeah. There's two holes that have to be filled here. And one here. I don't want to take any of the detail out. Now there's two holes right on the eye cuts here too. Right here. There's a hole here and a hole here, and it goes right through the eye socket. And that's how that's how a real human skull is. Same with hip here. Why they're there, I have not a clue. But we're going to fix it so they're not there. There might be a little dentation there to indicate that they're there, but they're not going to be. Okay, they're filled. I'll have to go over this whole thing really careful. very carefully. And why I'm putting this here on both sides is because when I put this jaw back on here, I need, and we need that to stick out. And now we're done from the inside. We don't need anything on the inside now. I'm wrong. I'm going to fill this little area in here. Can't hurt. See how this is coming together, right? A little piece of clay underneath of this. Stick some clay up inside of that now. Just a little bit, but I got to fill this. See that little gap? Now, if the silicone goes between here and the jaw, you won't be able to get the silicone off. It'll cause a lock. So this is the trickiest part of doing these kind of things. You've got to really pay attention to the littlest, tiniest details, because you create one lock and your silicone mold's no good. One lock is all it takes. One lock and you're done. I've never done this. I've actually never seen it done, so I've seen, you know what I did see? I saw foam skulls that look really good. I'm like, how the hell did you get them to, how did you do that? You know, so my next thought was, oh, I'm guessing it had to be a silicone mold. So, I'd even check out my Alan Hops videos to see if he had anything on here, and he didn't have anything on how to make these. I know they sell them. I know they sell these foam heads that look really good and real. All right, now I want to get behind this a little more. I want a little depth behind that bone because I don't want the clay to be like literally right where the surface of the can't see any light. That's the key. I want to make sure I don't see any light coming through anywhere. Just thinking I'd put too much clay on this side. A lot of shadows. You know what? Let me try and fix that. There we go. A little better. Might even make it gnarly like that. You know, what the hell? Won't matter when it's in silicone. I don't want to do that around this jaw though. I definitely want to catch underneath of this. I'll read your comments in a second, but you can actually see now how this is done. You get an idea. Can't be scared. This soft clay's fun to work with, man. The soft clay's awesome. I don't have to warm it up. All right, one thing I want to do is I want to make sure that this bottom's filled in nicely and smooth. Once I have it level, then I can really smooth it nice. Just putting flat, more areas that get leveled out, the better I can smooth it. Okay, let's make this side gnarly. Let's make this side gnarly now. Do something with the back of that skull too. Work with me here. Sorry, I'm out of frame. Hold on, I keep forgetting about this damn. Okay, now I don't want it to be so ugly. I'm going to smooth it out just a little bit. I don't know. I'll just make it smooth. Make it easier. Because I don't like the way that looks. This side looks pretty cool though. I could spend more time on it, but I don't want to spend any more time on it than I have to. Just for a look on the clay. This stuff's all going to be cut away on the foam. So what you're going to do is when this thing's molded, and you got the foam in there, it's going to be molded this way. That's how it's going to sit. All right, that's how it's going to sit. Now when the mold is on here, let's just put this guy back on his head. Now when the mold is poured, I want a little bit of clay up in that hole on both sides. I have to work with that with tools. put more clay up inside this mouth area, right in here, once I get these corners done. Stay still. Now inside here, if you really want to get fancy, I can sculpt the tongue and put it in his mouth, but it's easier to sculpt the tongue separately and make a mold just for the tongue than trying to sculpt the tongue now. It's too late for that now because I wouldn't be able to get my tools in there to make it look good unless I made it on the outside and then placed it in there. But I don't need to do all that. I'll take the phone off of the stand and then give you guys good looks inside of it, and then I'll show you the latex curing in the a little more up in this corner. Thing is, it's a little bit different on each side. The skull isn't perfectly uniform on both sides of the the main thing you want to make sure you don't do is have any pockets of unfilled clay, because if you do, you'll have a mess on your hands. I'm sorry for not being a little bit more chattery tonight. I think I'm tired. I've been not feeling at 100%. Today I started feeling really good, and then I get bouts where I okay, and the next minute I'm not. Don't know what's going on. But we're going to find out because I'm going to call my doctor on Monday, first thing, my heart specialist, and have him do a full exam. Probably have to go to the hospital and get an MRI or whatever the hell they need to do. Make sure there's nothing going on with my heart. First thing's an EKG, of course, and probably an ultrasound. Maybe a stress test. Nothing I haven't done already a million times. I do a thallium stress test to look for any kind of weird activity. Okay, so this is basically done. Let me. We got it done. Silicone's the easy part. This is the hard part. Okay. Let's slide this guy over. Right there, right in the center. Not in the center. Yeah, that's centered. All right, now that's centered. Let me take you off the stand, guys. All right, now I'm gonna put my light down and up inside of it so you can see what I did. So now when you put the silicone on, you got to put the silicone all inside of here. You know, you're going to brush it in, brush it in, brush it in, pile it in thick, especially up underneath the mouth here. Hold on, let me try to. I can't show you up here, but look how deep that is. If you judge my finger to the teeth mark, it's that deep underneath the mouth. The top of the mouth. The roof of the mouth. So you guys can see. There won't be any locking points. And that's what we were looking for, no locking points. Now what will happen is the foam or the silicone will all be in here, and then when we make a sculpture, when we make a, uh, a foam head, now this line, I can Dremel that out. Of the foam, you'd never see it. But this here is all becomes cutaway. And you can shape the bottom of this to make it more round. I'm sorry, I can't. Here, you can shape, like all this is cutaway, and you can shape this to continuation of the roundness of the bottom of the skull. And this will all be foam once I have it siliconed on underneath, and I can shave all that away as long as I'm round underneath of the jawbone. And I have, all this here, that's all cutaway. I can Dremel that all out. Another thing that's really cool is I can literally cut. I can cut all the way across and then shut this mouth. I can cut away all that foam and everything that's on the inside, and everything becomes foam once this is all siliconed. All right, and then you can you can make a really nice, you can make some really scary skull, zombie head. You do anything you want with it. There's this human size heads. This is actually a human skull. That's the one thing you can never find. You don't really find good human size when you go to this, like any of the stores. They don't sell human size, and you don't get those good looking teeth. And when this thing's foamed, and it's a special foam that you buy, it's a really stiff foam that you pour into the silicone mold. And actually, I got, Kimberly, I got this skull. I got this skull on Amazon. Look up human skulls, and you'll find them. I think this was only $14, resin skull. You can get, I think they go from 14 to $30. This might have been the $30 one because this is a medical. This is a resin skull, an exact replica of a real skull. If you'd have seen the whole inside thing, well, actually, this here. Hold on, I can't do that and hold this at the same time. Actually, I'm not going to mess with it because I'll end up pulling this off the table when I got it set. So, yeah, this is a medical skull, and you can really, and you see all like I had to fill these little holes and everything, but that's actually how our human skulls are. We have little holes inside of and this here, it's filled, but it's real deep. It's going to have all that real detail. You can see all the little cracks in the bones, and it's all going to be really there. Because once I silicone this, there'll be a very deep crevice in the eye socket. But you can get these skulls on Amazon. Well, there you go, Kimberly. You just watched me do 90, I'll say about 85% of this, if you watch this video from the start. Now, I didn't bore you with like the insides here. Like I had this, all right, I had the top off and I filled the holes that were all inside of the skull. And it's really simple. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. So you'll see once you get one of these. You can put horns on this. You can do anything you want. It's just, would I put horns on it now? No, because it just makes it so much harder to demold something like that. I would stick to doing just a human skull. All right, and then you can add horns to your foam, because all you have to do is like these resin foams that you buy. Once this thing is in silicone and the silicone master's hard shelled, then you take that hard shell, you put the silicone inside the hard shell and then fill this up with foam, the silicone. Once you demold that, you'll have a nice, firm you'll have a nice firm foam skull that you can carve. You can put, I would use Loctite, or even, depending on the type of foam that you're using. Uh, if you're using, I wouldn't use, if you're going to make foam skulls, you want to get you want to get a special foam that you buy from Smooth On, and tell them what you're doing, and they'll tell you what it is. I can't remember the name of the foam, but you want to go to Smooth On, SMOOTH dash on. Go to that company and you'll see all kinds of stuff there. That place is amazing. Yeah, you can do horns. You can do any, man. It's just insane. You can make that into a zombie because the teeth are very realistic, and you can chip the teeth. Like once this is foam, you can just chip off the teeth, make it broken teeth and stuff. Take some of the teeth out, literally Dremel them out, and make the skull look unique to every one of them. You could add latex to it and put a skin on it, or even better yet, it's cheaper to do. Well, it might be a little bit tougher to do. I don't know. You can get foam. I think some of the foams are heat proof, but you can take plastic and you put it over the foam, and you can put a flesh over this whole thing. Make it look very fleshy, you know. So I'm going to be selling these on my website once I make my skulls. Once I make my silicone skulls, I got another one. Return of the Living Dead. Yes, one of my favorite horror movies. As a matter of fact, Bo, I think I'm going to watch that tonight. Do you want to party? That's that scene. Party in the graveyard. That was such a great movie. Yep. Yeah, so that's why I did that. Now you have to watch this video really from the start, because in these teeth, you see those little black spots in there? You have to make sure you put clay on the inside and push it up into those, because you don't want any silicone getting into the cracks, and then because it'll create a lock. You won't be able to get that silicone out if there's anything locking. That's what they call that, locking. And where there's a lock, you won't be able to pull that. Like if you look at it closely. Hold on, let me get into the light. Come on, focus. There's clay in between the teeth. You can see it down here a little better. You can see the clay in between. All right, and that creates that keeps you from getting a lock. You don't want the silicone going through that tooth, and then all of a sudden you got silicone on the inside, a silicone on the outside, and it's locked into the teeth. If you did that to every tooth, you would never get that silicone off of there. You would have to cut it off, and you would ruin the mold if you did that. So make sure that you follow this video pretty closely. From where I started. Anyway, this video will help you. And I've got another skull coming that I'm probably going to do the same thing to, because I like the teeth on this other skull that's coming. Very scary. They're longer teeth. You can sharpen one of these, like the fangs. You can sharpen them, make them a little longer. If I wanted to if I wanted to make like a vampire, I can clay and sculpt in a sharper tooth on the fangs, and make a sharper tooth and longer tooth. But I don't want to do that with this. I'm making a regular human skull. Human skull. But here's what you can also do. All right. Let me think. Can I do that? I don't know. I don't know if I can or I can't. But in the silicone mold, I can pour in clay. I would use a hard monster clay. That's what this is, monster clay. This is soft, but I would pour in hard monster clay, melt it down, pour it into the mold, and then you can re-sculpt it to make it look like anything you want, and then put another silicone coating over it, build a silicone mold over it again. Oh yeah, man. I got bodies in my yard. All I got to do is dig them up. I got 62 years of being a psycho killer. I love too much. I love people too much to be a killer. I could never be a killer. I'm a lover. I'm a lover. Oh yeah, man. Although, I can tell you, I got my mean streak over the years. See these hands, these old knuckles have been broken many a times in fistfights. Yes, they have. Won some and lost some. We all do that. So, but I'm a firm believer in fighting for what you believe in. NECA L, no, never heard of them. Asylum, never heard of them. Let me try and get the light up inside of it a little better so we can see. That's not what I wanted. Hold on, let me put this down. 1 second. Bear with me, guys. I gotta lock this. And then drop this down a little lower. There we go. You can see the roof of the mouth. You see how the clay is and everything that's in there. The key is not having any locking points. Pretty cool, huh? Nika. Yeah, I have heard of Nika. They made those Michael Myers figures. Yes, I did. So I want to get. I want to get one. I do want to get the Michael Myers. I need one for my case. I want to. I want to build the house in this case back here. You see my case back there? Hold on. Let me wait till this video catches up. All right, you see that case with the mask? Well, I want to build a miniature. Instead of having a clear in the back, the clear glass in the back, I'm going to build a foam replica of the Michael Myers house, and then have one of those 6-inch. I need a 6-inch figure. I figured standing on the porch of the house. That's the plan. Wouldn't that be cool? And have the mask in there once the flashback's on. Okay, now I'll show you something else, guys. You're going to love this. You're going to love this. We are going to show you the dwelling. Actually, it's the curing now. I just dwelled the, in here, I've got latex curing inside the FB78. This will be the master pull. I'll put foam in this, and then once I pull this out of here, hopefully no bubbles, no nothing. Even if there is bubbles, I'm going to fix them somehow, some way. And then I'm going to plaster it. Even if I was thinking about taking some of this soft clay And if there's bubbles in the mask, I can put the soft clay right into the holes and then texture it and then put stone over top of it and make a master copy. So there's ways to do things. There's ways to fix things. You just have to think out of the box sometimes. I'm not going to keep resculpting this. Oh, gnat got in here. Wonderful. But there's the head. There's the face. There's no bubbles that I can see. I'm digging that. And even if there are, I've got a way to fix it. I figured out a way to do it. Now this is just a little piece of strand that fell down inside there, but I'm not taking it off because I don't want to disturb this latex here. I won't even touch this till tomorrow. Tomorrow night, maybe I foam fill it, depending on how cured this is. Hopefully it's cured up really nice, and we will have a flashback. Flashback 78. We should be really golden with this. I let that dwell for 3 hours. Make it a nice thick mask. So yeah, how big is the Trick or Treat Studios? I don't want the 12-inch. I gotta have a 6-inch. Well, that sounds wrong, doesn't it? Yeah, I need the smaller figure for that case. That'll be really cool for the case. Do you want a party? Yes, it brings back memories of that movie. Silver Shamrock. Yes. Well, yeah, I know what you're thinking with the skull. Well, you can make a silver shamrock. I'm tired, guys. I'm really exhausted. So I'm probably going to jump off of here in a few minutes. You got an earworm? Figured I'd give you the earworm. I have it now. See, I'm not real. Oh, it's perfect, and it's not 5 inches. It'll be a 6-inch figure. I'll definitely look for that. I'll look for the 6-inch figure. I think they do have it in 6-inch figure. And then I want to get the original Halloween 2 and the original Halloween 1 and put them on the porch next to each other from Trick or Treat Studios. I know they go for like $130. They're expensive, man, but I need it for my case. So I'm going to look. As a matter of fact, when I jump off of here, I'm going to look them up real quick and see if I can get one. NECA Halloween ends figure that I'm modifying. You're modifying it? Oh, cool. What are you going to do? Are you going to silicone it and then clay it? Pour up a clay and then modify? Because you got to be careful with that kind of thing, man. They come after you for that. Good God, I'm tired of you. I'm exhausted, guys. It's been a long day. Bone Norton, it's about $30. Where at? On 6-inch figure? Bone Norton, is that? Yeah, I definitely want to get the $30, shit, I'll buy 2 of them right away. Oh yeah. Whew, man, I'm tired. I gotta bounce, guys. It's time for me to jump off of here and go get some sleep. Been a long day. Here it is. What is it? 11:45. My God, yeah, I'm not used to being up this late. All right, so guys, I'm going to jump off into cheers, Kimberly. Thanks, guys, for watching me and joining me on this adventure of making more than just Michael Myers masks. So we're going to do so much more. Bo Norton and I will go to Trick or Treat Studio site right now. No, I'm going to wait till tomorrow. I got to go take my medicine. And then I will do the Trick or Treat Studios tomorrow and buy 2 figures. I want the Halloween 2 and I want the Halloween 1. I'm up to 900. I got 900 subscribers. My God. Sweet. Another 100 subscribers. Share the content, guys. Help me get monetized. Once I get 1,000 subscribers, I'll be able to be monetized and make a little bit of money. I don't think you make a lot of money. But good night, everybody, and thank you guys for being there and watching me and going along on the journey with me, man. This is a fun ride. We're just doing things and learning as we go. This here was completely winged tonight. I never did this before, so I think I hit it out of the park. But the real test will be when I silicone it, and when I go to pull that silicone out. When I go to pull the armor, this piece out of the silicone, we'll see how good of a job I did. All right, guys. Peace. Thanks. See you on the next video. Bye.